Welcome to Pop.
Thank you. I'm popping.
And your challenge is to create a drink that does not kill me. I want to add very important guideline there. That does not kill me using the ingredients before you.
Wednesdays on the Now Morning Show.
Trinidad and Tobago, the entertainment capital of the Caribbean. But in 2020, the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic hit us with a complete shutdown.
Trinidad and Tobago can anticipate even higher numbers of persons contracting the COVID-19 virus.
However, with the ability to get vaccinated,
we have received our first tranche of COVID-19 vaccines, 33,600.
Our cultural ambassadors are able to travel and create opportunities. This is Hands-On, where we highlight those who have taken up the responsibility of representing us and our vibe.
Wednesdays on the Now Morning Show.
Music is a piece of art that goes into the ears and straight to the heart. Music is also considered the international language that crosses all barriers and unites all cultures. The Cross Caribbean Countdown is a popular fan-driven music countdown show that features the hottest lineup of Caribbean stars and music. While spotlighting Caribbean businesses, Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Fridays at 9 p.m. exclusively on TTT with yours truly, Junior K.
We are something special, very special.
And remember to keep your tempo up.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Line and Length, the #1 cricket program in the West Indies, is on TTT. Line and Length brings you up-to-date interviews, analysis, and highlights on the game in the region and internationally. Plus, there's an added bonus to receive a gift of gear each month with our grassroots program. Go to lineandlength.net to learn more. Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance on TTT.
I may not be right for you, but I'm right for somebody.
It's your girl Didi, and we are back with another episode of We Outside. You know we have been hitting you with events week upon week, greatness happening, and it continues to happen.
I may not be right for you, but I'm right for somebody. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, I'm real good, I'm real.
In this episode, watch now, the first major event in 2 years. It's a special tribute to blacks in the borough of Point Fortin. We south side, we down in it, we deep in it. It's called Reflections.
After 2 years, you know, it feels good to know that we can come out. There's some semblance of, you know.
I see in Point Fortin representing to the fullest. Jersey off, all of the nice answer, you know. Jersey off, the wet shoes off, and it's bacchanal. And I'm very happy to see this, man.
Whoever is listening, make sure, if you miss Point Fortin Borough Day this year, make sure you're here next year, because as he said, first, but next year, we're going to do it even bigger and better.
The Division of Education, Innovation and Energy's e-learning program for primary and secondary school students resumes. Tune in daily to stay on top of your studies. Lectures designed to guide you so that you keep up with your subjects. Also, for supplemental lessons and worksheets, visit our interactive website at www.hadeie.gov.tt.
Oh, hi there. Welcome. Welcome to my shop. This is Jones Repair Shop, and I'm Mr. Jones. In my shop, there's nothing that cannot be fixed. The number one thing that I like to fix are hearts. Can you think about somebody who has heart in your life? Wow, your parents. They have an inner strength, right? So, has heart, everyone, means to have an inner strength.
Welcome to another informative episode of TT Online Community Voices. It is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Ministry of Sport and Community Development.
Every single citizen should be able to at least have the conversation now of what to do next.
To help you to achieve your goals, your life goals, and to further progress yourself in life.
Songs to wake up the whole nation, 15 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good morning to you, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you so much for being here with us inside the Now Morning Show. Let me apologize for the a bit later than usual start this morning. We had some technical challenges, but we sorted it out so we can be here with you this morning. By we, I mean me, Ruckus, Kimberly D'Souza, and Ayinka Will. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy hump day.
Hey, straight out the gate. How are you doing this morning?
Good, good. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow is a holiday. I mean, it's looking
yes,
nice.
Let's underscore that part.
Look, now you can actually
nice.
say the weekend starts on.
No, we have a show Friday.
The weekend always starts on Thursday, but I understand what he's saying. I always steal an extra day. I mean, I'll be in the office working, but it's good to kind of get up a little bit later.
Because we're on camera. She ain't staying in the office at all. But I'm glad that it's a holiday because it gave me the opportunity to sharpen my social studies skills.
Yes, so,
I genuinely forgot what was the significance of Corpus Christi, and I know I am not alone, so Trinbagonians, let me educate you.
The Catholics are looking at you right now going,
Good morning, Auntie Pat. My Aunt Patricia is probably very
Go ahead, explain it to the nation. The nation that don't know.
But Corpus Christi is a Christian feast celebrated every year on the Thursday after Trinity Sunday in commemoration of the Last Supper of Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples before crucifixion on Holy Thursday. Yeah. How many of you actually knew those specifics of
well,
the
Corpus
Sunday
Christi actually means body of Christ.
Exactly.
So it was a celebration
and so
of that,
to extend on what Kimberly was saying in terms of her remembrance, she's like, it had something with bread. It's because
I did say that.
She did say that. It was because of that feast. So that's actually what it is.
Also
not so much about the planting, because that part has to do with the moon.
With the moon,
It just happens to fall on a full moon, which we agriculturists know.
And if you didn't see it last night, it was sexy too bad.
It was gorgeous.
Oh,
this
it was
morning.
good this morning as well. Yes, it was gorgeous. All right, guys. Well, you know, speaking of the moon, we are inside the show this morning. We have some fantastic things happening. One of them being the Film and Folklore Festival, which is coming up in June, later on in June. And we're going to be chatting about that this morning. We're also going to be chatting with some folks from Community Care Credit Union.
Right.
And we'll be talking about, you'll find out what we're talking about later.
We're also going to be talking to somebody from ODPM. I know you guys have been seeing all those adverse weather alerts.
Right.
We had the yellow, we had the green recently as well. So we're going to be talking to somebody from ODPM just so that they can tell us how we can prepare for the rainy season.
Right.
Remember, it's not just the rainy season. We also we're in the Atlantic hurricane season as well. So they're going to be talking to us about how we can prepare and ensure that we're safe with all this weather that we're seeing.
There's a lot to learn there.
Yeah.
I hope that you all are paying attention. I'm just saying.
I mean, as far as I see it, it's the rainy season, right? So we know every year the rainy season comes, and we can't pretend like we're surprised by the weather now. Come on, guys. Be prepared for it. And this morning we're going to do our part to help you get as prepared as you need to be. Kimberly D'Souza is here. Ayanka Will is here. My name is Rokas. We go until 8 a.m. this morning, and we encourage you, go brew your hot cup of tea or coffee or whichever one you prefer. Get your breakfast and come back, because when we come back, we have your spotlight. So stay tuned. It's in our morning show.
D-Best Baby Registry is here. At dbesttoys.com, we want to help you get everything needed to comfortably welcome your new baby. dbesttoys.com is loaded with all the baby essentials to suit your style and safety needs and to fit everyone's budget. Parents can create their baby registry from the comfort of their homes. Just log on to dbesttoys.com and click on the registry tab. Browse all our items from cribs, strollers, car seats, walkers, and bouncers to feeding and nursing accessories, potties, play mats, clothing, and sensory toys. And simply click Add to Registry. Parents also enjoy 10% off their remaining items in their registry upon completion. Be gifted with what you really need to keep your baby happy and healthy, and create D-Best Baby Registry at dbesttoys.com today.
Welcome to the 53rd General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union from August 15th to 17th at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in beautiful Tobago. This year's theme, Media and Information Literacy. Tobago is a smaller sister in the twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago, nestled in the heart of the Southern Caribbean. Enjoy 116 square miles of historical sites and award-winning eco-friendly land and marine spaces, including the magical Nylon Pool. And you're just a ferry away from a Trinidad adventure. Our warm hospitality, rich cuisine, and unique traditions will inspire you to extend your stay. Tranquil Tobago is where the Caribbean connects for the 53rd CBU Assembly. To register and enjoy discounts on Caribbean airline flights, visit www.caribbroadcastunion.org. Come and experience Beyond Ordinary.
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. It mightn't be a rainy day today just yet, but we still are in the rainy season. And this morning we're going to put the spotlight on how we can be better prepared for the season ahead with Kimberly D'Souza. Here's your spotlight on Now.
Now, since the beginning of the rainy season and the Atlantic hurricane season, we have seen some adverse weather alerts warning us of heavy rainfall and flash flooding in some instances. And here to talk more about how we can prepare for these adverse weather alerts and the rainy season is Senior Disaster Management Coordinator at the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government, Mr. Jerry David. Mr. David, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
Now, Mr. David, we know at the outset that the ODPM has to assist with, how we get prepared for flooding and for the rainy season. But from the ministry's perspective, how do we assist in that aspect as well?
Okay. We started preparing for this Atlantic hurricane season and rainy season about 7 weeks ago. That's when the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, the Honorable Faris Alwari, came to the ministry. And we started the We Clean TT program. Now, what that does is it brings together the resources from all the different municipal corporations into one corporation on a weekend, 2 days. And we seek to clean that community. We are removing white waste, we're removing debris, household garbage, we're removing cuttings. Why are we doing this? We're doing this because as a mitigation exercise. All of the hundreds of truckloads of debris that we have removed so far is not in the watercourse. So that means that it allows now for a freer flow of water in the watercourses so that there will be what we call disaster risk reduction we are reducing the risk of all of this, creating such a conundrum that communities are overwhelmed when there is a hydrometeorological event. Now, but more than this, it allowed the ministry to implement its mutual aid and assistance agreements. The fact that all corporations are coming together to bring its resources into one corporation, it means that we are assisting each other. Now, when an incident takes place, there's an incident management system we use. It's called ICS, where we work on planning, logistics, operations, and admin finance. All of this came to the fore because we are now testing the ability of corporations to respond to major issues and how we remove debris from the different municipalities.
So, Mr. David, let me ask you, is the plan only before the rainy season begins, or are you also going to get involved when we start seeing the rains and people are calling out their regional corporations to assist in that sort of thing?
Now, we have not yet completed that program, so that this weekend it's Arima Borough Corporation's time. So that for this weekend, the caravan will roll into the Arima Borough Corporation, and we're going to be cleaning up that corporation. We have last weekend it was Princestown. Before that it was Mayara Rio Claro. Right. So but that's in mitigation. Your question is about response.
Yes.
So that when things happen, the disaster management unit of each municipal corporation brings together the sum total of all the equipment in any municipal corporation, and we would respond. And we respond to any hazard that impacts the communities.
Now, as it relates to the regional corporations, is it that there's like a lot of flooding in the area and I call my regional corporation? Will that particular regional corporation respond, or will everybody come together to get in that community to assist?
Okay, now, when one corporation is impacted, we say we are at level 1. That means there is enough resources in that corporation, together with other state agencies like the fire service, the police, WASA, all the different state agencies. We have enough equipment and resources to respond in that corporation. When 2 or more corporations are impacted, we say we are at level 2. That's when we will activate the Emergency Operations Center at Kent House in Marlborough Road, and the ODPM will partially activate the NEOC. And that's where we will start to now coordinate, because more than one a corporation has been impacted, and that's when we trigger the mutual aid and assistance agreement we have amongst all the different corporations.
Now, I'm glad that you mentioned ODPM, because I know ODPM, before the rainy season, they also have, I believe it's in May, they have their National Disaster Preparedness Month. Does the ministry work with ODPM to get this off the ground?
Now, and let me put that straight, the ODPM leads the effort for the National Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Month. It is a multi-sectoral committee appointed by Cabinet that works to bring awareness to Trinidad and Tobago on all the hazards, and disaster risk reduction. We keep saying that all the time. What we're saying is that we may not be able to totally eliminate the effects of all the hazards that impact us during the hurricane season and rainy season, but here we can reduce the risk. And we have had 8 tropical waves that have hit us since the hurricane since the rainy season started. Yes. 8, and I think from this afternoon is the 9th. So what are these tropical waves teaching us? What are the lessons we learned? What we have been impacted by these tropical waves, high winds, and we are talking about 15 minutes alone, of fierce, sharp high winds. In one park in Diego Martin, 6 trees fell. And throughout the country, we have been seeing that trees have been just toppling over and falling. So that one of the hazards that the tropical waves is showing us is high winds. You remember this weekend we had a roof
that was blown off.
And that is the superstructure of the roof. Yes. Just came off the house and fell into the roadway. Now that speaks to how we are building our roofs. It means that there needs to be emphasis placed on how we do that ring beam, that you know, when we put in the box in
to
and
reinforce it.
Yes, it means that those individuals are not paying attention, and that was a purling. They have these C purlings and Z purlings that they use to construct the roof. And then we have another type where we saw that all the different galvanized sheeting just came off the roof and exposed the rafters, and all the lats were on the ground. That speaks to, again, the type of roof you have. And I want to let, if you live in a country area, and if you live in areas where you have a lot of wooden roofs, here's what. A lot of termites. And that's what we've discovered. A lot of termites are eating at the rafters.
Yes.
And you don't know because they're eating on the inside. When I was a young man, we used to see these rain flies. Rain flies are not special creatures. They are termites that take wings after the rain falls because the earth is saturated and the termites come up and we see them flying all around. When you see that, know that they're in your roof.
So, Mr. David, what you're suggesting is that even before the rainy season begins, what we should find ways to reinforce our structures and roofs and stuff like that?
We need to do it now. I have always lamented the state of the housing stock in Trinidad. Not only houses built with, by persons who are socio-economically challenged, and I understand that, how difficult it is for them. I want to advise them, go to the National Commission for Self-Help and seek for some help. Habitat for Humanity will help. And there are many people who really need the help because they have huge bricks holding down the...
Well, I was just about to ask us that because I've driven through some communities and I've seen the bricks on top of the galvanized or the stone on top of the galvanized. Is that enough or do we need more?
That is not enough. And those individuals need special help. And I think it will require all of us to come together and help them, the state, private institutions, because we will only see the true impact of that when we are hit by something major. But not so. Last year, let me give you an example. We had 1,073 roofs blown off or partially blown off. And we didn't have a hurricane. Just sharp winds caused by tropical waves. So that apart from the wind blowing up the roofs, the winds are blowing the trees that are near the homes. That's another hazard you have there. You see the mango tree, the pomarac tree, the cheddar tree that you love so much that's so near the house? And the earth is becoming saturated now. With 8 tropical waves having passed by and all that water, the trees are just toppling over and falling. So you have to look at that hazard also.
Now, Mr. David, as we talk about these hazards, so there might be instances where somebody, for example, may need to go to a local shelter. Does the ministry have oversight over this, or this is strictly ODPM?
No, this is the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government. That's my ministry.
Right.
We have placed signage in 70 of the shelters. Now, during COVID, we had created COVID-compliant shelters. Right. That is shelters that had all the COVID anti-COVID requirements. Now that it's opened up a bit, whereas we could have placed 50 persons in a shelter during COVID times, we can probably bring it up to more 100 now. And there are signage you will see throughout the country on these 70 COVID-compliant shelters, which meet requirements. We have now placed signage outside, and you will see it, and it will say things like walk with your grab-and-go bag. It will say the capacity of the shelter. It will say the current capacity. It will say shelter rules must be followed. So we have all of that being done as we speak.
And we have these shelters in all of the regional corporations?
All of the 14 regional corporations. It's not, and there are 70 of them that are COVID compliant. We have many more shelters.
Of course.
But these have the signage on them.
Right. Now, I know that you mentioned that the ministry partners with certain agencies such as TTFS and TEAM and that sort of thing. What is the response like in Tobago?
I would prefer Alan to speak about that, but I know that Tobago is well managed, and they have had. The thing about Tobago, they have a history of having been hit, and quite many of the population, they are older now, about like my age, so they remember flora.
Yes.
And so that they have this keen, sharp awareness of the effects of a hurricane. Not so in Trinidad. Many young people have never, all they have seen is high winds.
Or we've heard the stories of flora.
I've heard the stories, but having experienced it, no. I am one of those persons who say, until we are hit, we will be complacent. It is not that I'm saying I want to be hit. I would love to not to be hit at all. But when we are impacted by a hurricane, then I was in Barbados many years ago when there was a hurricane. So I got to understand what a hurricane is. And many trainees have not experienced that. So what do we do? So if it is, and then there's I was telling you that the tropical wave has taught us well, sharp winds, trees will fall, the earth will be saturated. So that with this particular tropical wave that is supposed to come by, I think it's this afternoon, when that happens, water will flow quicker now because it's no longer, the earth is saturated. Right. Now that makes it a little more difficult. Now if it is that you live in a community, you must know where you live, know the vulnerabilities. If you live below the level of the road is here, but your house is here, you're going to get floodwaters.
Yeah.
What do? Go to the regional corporations. We are well stocked with sand and sandbags. Now, this is not the panacea, cure for all for flooding.
Of course, yes.
There are fundamental things that need to be done in a community and changes in the mindset of many community members. So you go and you backfill the yard. Oh, we love to do that. Backfill. And the water is not coming to your property anymore. Hey, it can leave the community.
And even
that water didn't leave the community.
And Mr. David, I mean, what about those who build close to the riverbanks as well? And so when the rain falls and that water rises, I mean, they may be at risk as well.
Very much so. And there are many persons who are built. When you look at some of the houses built on the banks of the Caroni River, you wonder how people survive there. It's tough. And but once you are near those rivers, understand that you took the risk. If you took the risk, then you must put in the mitigation measures.
Of course.
You must have a plan if you have to evacuate, where you go to a safer location. All right, because it is going to come because it is the rainy season. We have two seasons, the dry season and the rainy season. Expect that. Get your sandbags from your regional corporation. That may help. The hurricane straps. When you're building now, you need to put in these hurricane straps. And stop building the roof with these huge eaves. Trinis love to build big eaves to cover the windows because they don't want the rain to blow into the home. Yeah. If you go to some of those countries that have been hit by hurricanes, Anguilla, Antigua, you know the size of those eaves? 10 inches.
At most.
At most, yes. 10 inches.
Yes.
In Anguilla, they don't even put in corrugated iron roofs anymore. They concrete the roofs.
We only have a few more minutes, but I wanted to speak as well to the people who, when they see the floodwaters, they like to go and take a bathe in it, or they like to drive their car through it. What is the effect on the car? What is the effect on the person? I mean, what can we tell them to prevent them from doing things like that?
6 inches of water, just 6 inches of water could push an individual away. A foot of water could drive a car, could push a car away. So that's important that you don't do that. And you cannot tell where the road ends and where the drain begins. Yeah. So it is important that you don't drive through those waters. Sometimes you must have a little patience, and we may have to shelter where you are, shelter in place, and allow the water to go down. And bathing in the water, when I think about it, all I think of all those pathogens that are in dirty water. You don't know the dog that died way up the street and is now coming down in that water. Chemicals by people who are doing agriculture. All of that gets into the water. And I see it, and I've seen it. People make these the makeshift surfboards, and they're surfing through that water.
Some even go out with boats as well.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, Mr. David, we're out of time, but quickly, if people need to get in contact with their regional corporations, is there a social media handle for the ministry, a website, any numbers you can share with us?
Yeah, there are 14 hotlines. I can't give you all the hotlines. So there are 14 hotlines. You can go to the webpage of the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government, and you will see all the numbers. Call the regional corporations. We will help. But remember this, we will help when it is safe to so do.
Yes.
Because remember, you cannot help a victim by becoming a victim ourselves. So we will come out and we will work and assist you. Yes. Tarpaulins, mattresses, sandbags,
whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
Thank you so much, Mr. David, for joining us. I think the information was so important as we look out for that that tropical wave that's going to hit us sometime this evening. So thank you for sharing the information.
You're welcome.
And that was Mr. Jerry David, who is the Senior Disaster Management Coordinator at the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government. We have so much more on the Now Morning Show. Stay with us.
Every day, we aspire to be better at what we do. Deliver more news more often to more people. We are your news team, reporting on the people, events, and issues that affect your life. TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant. TTT News, nightly at 6:30.
People of God, I invite you to join me on Know the Truth, a Christian faith program dedicated to bringing the truth of the Bible. The truth that will heal your soul, that will help you in everything in your life, because the truth is needed. So join me on Saturday, 8:30 a.m. and on Sunday, 10:30 p.m. I am Pastor James, right here on TTT.
The Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago presents Iwa Africa, a Nubian Renaissance, a fashion performance extravaganza directed by Richard Young at the Garden Theatre, Queen's Hall, St. Anne's, Sunday 26 June, 4 p.m. Iwa Africa.
The Division of Education, Innovation and Energy's e-learning program for primary and secondary school students resumes. Tune in daily to stay on top of your studies. Lectures designed to guide you so that you keep up with your subjects. Also, for supplemental lessons and worksheets, visit our interactive website at www.thadeie.gov.tt.
This year we celebrate the 4th Film and Folklore Festival with 3 days of fun, activities and food. Look niceness, champagne, fancy, champagne. Outdoor activities like rope tying, map reading, camping, and of course storytelling. Who don't love a good Nancy, be a tiger, be a monkey, be a lion, be any story, or even Papa Boa? What's Sukunya story? Hey, you gotta tell me twice, a Sukunya story. And of course, a trip down memory lane, 1962 to be exact.
People only talking, but they really don't know what's the proper meaning.
You can't miss it. How you missing this? Visit the Film and Folklore website for more info. We go see you there. I sure to see you there.
Because this is your land, just as well as my land. This is your place, and also it's my place. So let we put our heads together and live like one happy family.
The diversity of our Caribbean heritage has made us some of the best storytellers this side of the hemisphere. To continue that tradition, the Film and Folklore Festival celebrates its 4th year with the theme 1962, Strength in Stories. And to tell us more about it, Festival Manager Donnell Wills joins us here and now. Miss Wills, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. A pleasure to be here.
I am thrilled to have you here. First of all, because I get called Miss Wills all the time, so that was my first question. Anchor Wills. I'm like, oh, we're related. But also because you are continuing the tradition of storytelling. You are enhancing that and creating a whole weekend. So tell me, what, to begin with, inspired the need for this film festival?
The film festival was inspired due to us loving telling stories and us loving film. So we married the two. Right, and we are an event-based festival because we like to have fun. We like to play games. We like to dance. We're a culture that likes action and singing and fun. So we brought all of that together with film and events. So it's an event-based festival.
Event-based festival. Now, this year's theme plans to explore and encapsulate 60 years of culture and tradition. That is a very, very grand feat, and I'm wondering how you plan to do that. Now, when you say events, that means we'll have themed events.
Yes, we're having themed events.
What does that look like?
3 days of events. We have the festival runs from the 24th to the 26th of June. So the 24th is our opening night. That night is called Flambeau, and you hear the name, Flambeau, fire. It's going to be dinner. It's going to be very personal. It's COVID-19, so we are observing all protocols. So we're in an open space. We're outside under the night sky at the Sandy Hill Resort in the pine trees. We're encapsulated in that very nice environment. So we are going to have a wonderful dinner. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be local cuisine. That's Flambeau. The second day, which is Camp Folklore, we're focusing on families coming out and having fun. Persons have been home for the past 2 years. Children have been home, they have been bored, families have not gotten to really do things together. So we're having a fun day, think bazaar, think primary school, think activities.
Pick a pan.
Yes, think ring toss, think lucky dip. So we're going to have, the cadets will be there because it is Camp Folklore. So we do want to train the young generation in survival skills. So we're going to have the cadets there, and they will teach you how to pitch a tent. They will teach you how to read a compass. They will teach you how to do things to survive in the wild.
I do not know.
Yes.
Go.
So we're having it like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, where you would get the little badges. Every time you do an activity, you can get a badge. You can win a trophy. So it's going to be a really exciting day. So that's the Camp Folklore. 1962, which is the 26th, we are celebrating 60 years of independence this year. So the theme this year is strength in stories, because we are focusing in stories to carry the message through from generation to generation. You don't know where you're going unless you know where you came from. And we think the generations are losing, bit by bit, we are losing what happened in the past because the youths are always on the tablets and on the devices. So we want to bring back a little more of that, where we can sit with our kids and we can tell stories, and Granny could call all the young ones together and they can tell stories. So 1962 Day is the Sunday. We are encouraging persons to come dressed. Go raid Granny cupboard. Go raid Grandpa cupboard. Find a little hat. Find a little fishtail. There's going to be dancing. There's going to be food. There's going to be entertainment. There's going to be fun. The Best Village is partnering with us this year. So they would come and they would tell Anansi stories, and they would do dramatization. We want to look at reenacting the independence with Dr. Eric Williams, with Queen Elizabeth, with Capildeo. So we want to have a little reenactments where the youths can actually be in that environment and see it happen.
Real bringing it to life.
It's going to be really fun, really exciting.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled also because I already have my tickets, but also because the diversity of what you're bringing forward is incredible. And I imagine that this is the culmination after having to kind of backtrack a little bit with the pandemic. So let's compare a little bit what last year was perhaps to this year. Obviously, we have a lot of activity and in-person happenings. But anything from the pandemic era that we're taking forward?
Yes. So last year, we were forced to pivot from in-person events to going online. So we are still having a hybrid event where things will still be online. Digicel is proudly partnering with us, where we are using their platform, the Playgo app, to show the films. So the films would be, because it is still a film festival. So the films will be on the Digicel Playgo app from the 24th to the 8th of June. And that is for locals. And we do also this year, last year, persons were upset because we had films from Germany and Mexico and all over the world. So the persons who were not from Trinidad or the Caribbean wanted to see the films. So this year we are on Filmocracy, where persons from all over the world can see the films over the weekend of the festival.
I love it.
And we are partnering as well with, we are in Freeport this year. We are at Sandy Hill Resort, which is in Freeport. Every year we try to go in different locations in Trinidad because we also want to showcase how beautiful our island is and all that we have to offer. So this year, as we are in Freeport, we proudly have the Point Lisa Vancouver Chamber of Commerce that is partnering with us, and the Chaguanas Chamber that is partnering with us. So we are welcoming persons to come and partner with us because we want to be able to have such a wonderful event to present to our country. We want it to eventually be something that you could consider a tourism hub, that persons from all over the world can plan to come to Trinidad during the Film and Folklore Festival, and they can utilize the hotels within the area that we are having the festival of that year to come and stay. So we want it to be something that is tourism-based as well.
It sounds perfect.
Yes.
And I love the hybrid because that connectivity is necessary.
Yes, it is.
The extension of the duration of the films running is also important because you have how many films featured this year?
We have probably over 60 films.
You know what I mean? We need to plan those days out, get the coffee, get the snacks, get the tickets.
Yes.
Where do we get the tickets?
Yes, you can get the tickets online at the Film Folklore Festival website. You can also call us at 356-7753. On the days of the festival, we will also have films shown at the venue. We would have a screen up as well, so persons can also go into a nice cozy area and view films at the festival as well.
So films, check. Festivities and activities, check. Families, check. Fun. Flora and fauna. You all really like F words.
Yes.
But that's a good one.
That's
a good one. And in terms of the ability to be able to do this for another 4+ years, I hope you do succeed in doing so. But more than anything, I look forward to attending because they've graciously gifted me some tickets. But again, give the good viewers the numbers that they can call so that they can book theirs. Because there's no weekend pass. You have to book tickets for individual days, and they might sell out.
Yes, yes.
So tell us again the numbers that we can use.
So the numbers are 356-7753, or you can go to the Film and Folklore website. We are on Facebook as well.
All right. It's happening from the 24th to the 26th of June. We are heading to Freeport for the Film Folklore Festival, one of my new favorites. Thanks to you guys for continuing to tell our stories, and thank you for joining us here on the Now Morning Show this morning.
It was a pleasure.
We're going to continue to tell you stories, the types that you may or may not know right here on the Now Morning Show, so stick around, guys. We'll be back with more.
Don't make them ask. Wear your mask.
The best birthday gifts are at dbesttoys.com. Shop for the best brands you love at the best prices. Like VTech, Leapfrog, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Cocomelon, LOL, Baby Alive, Crayola, Lego, Nerf, and remote control vehicles, kids learning desks, and educational toys. Ride-ons, bikes, drones, science toys, and board games and puzzles, and a wide range of baby items. We also have the best devices for school, like laptops, the Amazon Fire 7 tablet, the Amazon Fire 8, 10, and Kids Edition tabs, as well as cases and accessories.
Visit us in-store at Forces flagship MacBean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. No credit card required. Free delivery throughout Trinidad and Tobago on orders over $300. Cash or links on delivery. Order via call or WhatsApp at 32DBEST to order. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
Welcome to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society's Garden to Kitchen series, where we teach you how to grow your own food. This initiative is part of our COVID-19 response, which aims to strengthen resilience and enhance our overall food security. Our experts will tell you more.
In the carry they had very Magdalene had getting some hands. So we went one day, Roy and myself and his father, who was a musician, a band leader, and he said, come on, try. So to play. So we tried to play Blue Dandy Boys. So you know what is pam 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 pam. I got it pam pam. Whichever note you start on, I do right note. Pam pam pam. I got the second one. And not for hell I could get the third note. I went all around the pan. I know the note was in the pan, but you know, I just couldn't hear it. So I gave up. I said, no, I'm finished with this one. And I lost all interest in it. I said, I'll be no good at it. But that day, passing my leaders, we didn't intend to go in. So that happened just by accident.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. It's just about 8 minutes before 7 o'clock, and this morning, well, actually October is going to be Credit Union Month, and Community Care Credit Union is celebrating their 70th anniversary this year. And this morning, joining me to chat a little bit about what they have in store for the celebrations this year, I want to welcome the Vice President of the Board of Directors at Community Care Credit Union, Mr. Peter Phillip, as well as the General Manager of Community Care Credit Union, Mr. Kevin Ruiz. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Now, first of all, tell me a little bit about Community Care Credit Union. Like, where did you guys start? I mean, it's 70 years, so
yes,
it's been around longer than Trinidad Independent.
Yes, a rich history. Basically, we started in Capichima, Waterloo, Capichima, and we were registered as a credit union in 1952. But we operated in, the credit union operated informally before then. There was the workers of West Indian Oil Company.
Right.
They got together and they used to put their monies together, and there was this gentleman, Mr. Clifford McNish, and some others who would go to Port of Spain, purchase goods on behalf of the workers, and then they came and they distributed it. So that sort of philosophy graduated in 1952, making that decision to become a credit union, which, you know, at that time cooperatives were were basically upcoming in the country.
Right.
So they were registered as a credit union in 1952. In Lever Brothers, which was a UK manufacturing company, bought out West Indian Oil Company and also Trinidad Refining, which was in Sealots.
Okay.
And in 1964, they moved to Chamfla, where everybody knows Unilever now. So the credit union, the workers graduated there, and the credit union graduated there. And over the years,
so this started off as a union, basically, as a credit union, basically for workers of this company.
Of this company.
And then it has it expanded beyond this company?
Yes, it expanded, and well, in those days, the company was about 800 workers, so we were close bun.
Right.
But over time, attrition and then restructuring, we started to see a drop in the workforce, knowing that sooner or later, if action wasn't taken, we would no longer be a credit union. So the band started to open basically to family members, and then in around 2000, we expanded it to the community. Things were changing at Levers, and we realized that at that time we were on the compound and Levers, and due to health and safety and all this sort of thing, we realized that we'd have to move. So the board took a decision to start to look outside for a property to buy a property to build a credit union.
Right. And now here we are in 2022. We have a general manager in the form of Mr. Kevin Ruiz. Kevin, tell me, in terms of the growth of the credit union over the years, I mean, you fairly recently came on board, right?
Yes.
But what inspired you to want to be a part of this credit union?
Well, I think overall, when we look at our jobs and so forth, we must look at jobs that are fulfilling and what we want to do within a community, and that's why we call it community care, is really look at our members and see how we can assist our members in times of financial need, which we've seen a lot of during the COVID-19 pandemic. So one of my reasons for moving would really be to work. I've worked in education and retail and other areas, always helping people. So I think that really has been my mantra. And we try to fulfill that in our We Care motto, that we care about our members and their well-being. And of course, extended now to the bond of everyone within the community.
All right. Now tell me, why would somebody want to become a member of Community Care Credit Union?
The Community Care Credit Union, we offer online banking, so you can do your online banking. We have a help desk system that allows members to be able to access services, not necessarily having to come into the branch. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, members can call in, they can send us an email, and we have tried to reuse this technology throughout the organization to be able to be customer focused using IT.
All right, nice. I understand you guys have something called a joint credit union committee.
Okay.
What is that?
That's a collaboration. Well, one of the principles of cooperatives is cooperation among cooperatives. So in around 2010, we had a collaboration with Aero Services, UE Public Services, but it was more a social sort of, it was sports basically.
Okay.
So about 2 years ago, we took the decision to go further, take it further, do something more. And so we formed this committee made up of Aero Services, UE Credit Union, and Community Care, where we would say, well, provide better service to members overall, and we can come together, probably share courses in training, education, also even purchasing materials, purchasing materials that the credit union use. We could do it in bulk and
it would be so it kind of reduce your overhead costs in general, and you get to actually have a community of credit unions.
Cooperation among cooperatives.
One of the things that we are bringing to fruition right now is that any member of Community Care, Aero, or Uni, or UE Credit Union can go to any of those credit unions and withdraw monies from their accounts. That would probably in the next 2 months would be
solidified. All right, no problem. So we're celebrating 70 years this year. GM, tell me, what's the plans?
Well, we're looking at Credit Union Month in October to have these celebrations. So we're looking at a Members Week to be able to have celebrations for members regarding. We do it all the time, every 2 months or so. As a matter of fact, today being tomorrow being Corpus Christi, we are giving out some plants to our members today. So
nice.
That might rush them down to ranches today. But at the end of it all, really, what we try to do is keep in touch with our members. I mean, that's one of the things that we try to stress on a lot, the community.
Right.
We work and have our 2 locations, one in Currap and one in Faizabad. So at Currap, we are at the corner of Southern Main Road and Bush Street, Currap, and in Faizabad at 255A Guapo Main Road. So we try to reach all elements of the community. So as part of our celebrations, what we are trying to do is bring awareness.
Right. Awareness to what? So just the credit union?
Awareness to the credit union, awareness to what the credit union movements are, how the credit unions and banks differ. That awareness to allow members to be able to understand what an investment they have. Because it's
Give me one example of how credit unions and banks differ.
I would say that in terms of the credit unions and bank, we are a membership-based driven organization. So we're not all
apply
about
to become a member of the bank too.
Right, but of course, in terms of the end of the year, we give dividends and based on the shareholdings that we have. So obviously, that's a difference. I mean, the amount of shares that you have within us, you're allowed to invest with us and, of course, get returns. You're also able to take loans. You're also able to get comparative rates. And we work with our members.
So essentially, as a credit union, you become a part owner of the business.
Correct, yes.
All right. If people want to become a member, how can they contact you guys?
Well, we have, as Kevin told you, we are online. So you can go into our website and there are forms there.
You have the website?
Yes, it's communitycarecu.org. Communitycarecu.org.
And you can register to become a member online?
You can register to become a member online. Sorry?
What's the criteria? Like,
what we need to have is basically 2 forms of ID, a job letter, and a proof of address. That's basic.
I don't need to be in working within one of those industries that you mentioned, whether it be UE or aerospace.
No. Because we are open band now, there's no limits.
If you'd like, you can look at us on our website as well, communitycarecu.org. And we're on Instagram and Facebook at communitycarecu.
Community Care CU on Instagram, Facebook, and the website is communitycarecu.org.
No, COMMCARECU.
Comcare CU is the Instagram and Facebook. All right, nice. And just before we wrap up, I mean, with a name like Community Care, right? I would imagine there's lots of corporate social responsibility that you guys would have to be taking part in. Can you just give me, like, quickly before we wrap up, like, one or two examples of some of the things that you've been working on?
Well, we have been working on for members who have been suffering loss during the particular period. We have given them delinquent members who may become delinquent. We are working with them on something called Skipper Pay, where you are allowed to skip up to 2 months' payments on your loan.
Okay.
And that is one of the areas that we look at. And also in terms of working with the community, we have been looking at laptop initiatives, which we've done with all the primary schools throughout the area, especially with the onset of the COVID-19 and online learning. So we've done that as well.
Okay, nice. Before we go, you all do small loans only? You do like mortgages and stuff
no,
like
we
that?
do mortgages as well, everything.
Everything?
Vehicles,
Full
everything.
works.
Yes. And for our 70th anniversary, we have a 70-7-7 promotion, 70,000 for 7 years at 7%.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to check them out. Community Care Credit Union celebrating their 70th anniversary this year and giving back as any community care should. Yeah?
Thank
I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. General Manager of Community Care Credit Union, Mr. Kevin Ruiz, and Vice President of the Board of Directors of Community Care Credit Union, Mr. Peter Phillip. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Tongue get tired. But we take a quick break and we come back with more on the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the 53rd General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union from August 15th to 17th at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in beautiful Tobago. This year's theme, Media and Information Literacy. Tobago is a smaller sister in the twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago, nestled in the heart of the Southern Caribbean. Enjoy 116 square miles of historical sites and award-winning eco-friendly land and marine spaces, including the magical Nylon Pool. And you're just a ferry away from a Trinidad adventure. Our warm hospitality, rich cuisine, and unique traditions will inspire you to extend your stay. Tranquil Tobago is where the Caribbean connects for the 53rd CBU Assembly. To register and enjoy discounts on Caribbean airline flights, visit www.caribbroadcastunion.org. Come and experience beyond ordinary.
Patients that come in with sensitivity and bleeding gums, that's a red flag. I'll definitely recommend new Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum because it has dual action. We're already using toothpaste. Why not switch it out for something that's going to help reduce both sensitivity and the gum issues?
The Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago presents Iwa Africa, a Nubian Renaissance, a fashion performance extravaganza directed by Richard Young at the Garden Theatre, Queen's Hall, St. Anne's, Sunday 26 June, 4 p.m. Iwa Africa.
Welcome to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society's Garden to Kitchen series, where we teach you how to grow your own food. This initiative is part of our COVID-19 response, which aims to strengthen resilience and enhance our overall food security. Our experts will tell you more.
Welcome to another informative episode of TT Online Community Voices. It is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Ministry of Sport and Community Development.
Every single citizen should be able to at least have the conversation now of what to do next.
To help you to achieve your goals, your life goals, and to further progress yourself in life.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. If it's your birthday today, then happy birthday to you. I don't have any this morning. You have any, Inka?
You don't have
yeah,
any
I don't have any. I ain't dropped none this morning. You have any?
You only check your Facebook.
Wow.
Let me say happy birthday. Actually, to a couple people. Happy birthday to Kareem Popo, who celebrates his birthday today. We went to secondary school together, so I'm hoping you're having a good birthday. And let me also say good morning and happy birthday to my hairdresser, Tash. She's gonna kill me because she didn't want me to post it. But happy birthday to you.
Tash. Happy birthday to you.
This is why she didn't want you to post it, huh?
She did say. She did say. I don't know if I have any pictures that are television appropriate.
Listen,
but she's
Tash.
cute.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
happy birthday. I know she was saying that she wants to have a very chill day. She's probably going to go to like the zoo or something like that. She's super calm.
Really?
So I hope you have a splendid day. Wishing you
define chill in
continued
very
crew.
different ways.
Well, I mean, as opposed to like a party itself.
Yeah,
And, you
I
know
get
what?
it. I get
Anyway.
it.
This is about Tash.
Wishing you a very happy birthday with more growth, more success, and more hairstyles. Yes. But that's it for me on birthdays. And you on your end?
No birthdays for me. I don't have any birthdays today. All my birthdays were on Monday and Tuesday. But of course, if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day today. This is like officially the weekend because tomorrow is like, you know, a holiday. I think I'm hearing Vitas Garcia, is it? Vitas Garcia from TTT. Happy birthday to you as well. We're hearing that today is your birthday. So from all of us, have a great day today. And I know you're going to be celebrating because tomorrow is a holiday. Happy birthday to you.
Do the most. Enjoy it.
Of course.
And of course, this morning, we were kind of just going straight into the show, but I wanted to share with you guys a discovery that Pretty made on this show. Take a look at this clip, guys, and tell me what you see. It's the narration for me, though.
So, Tiffany watching this show, look at this, pay attention to Heaney back there. Clearly, he pressed play on something, right? This is why I just strip off, because look at that, you're not playing the pan, boy. You're not playing it, we can clearly see you're not playing the pan, bro. Look at this lie. You man press play. Yo, turn on this TV before I spin kick this TV. Yo, I so mad right now.
Pretty is upset. Pretty is upset.
He said, turn on this TV before I flip over. It's like, but I mean, it was blatantly not being played. Like, it was really, really obvious. And my thought was, how hard is it to actually get up on this?
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't want it to be actually played. Most of those, like, I mean, Nanka, you've been on movie sets. Come on. You don't actually get to play the things that they pretend to play because they need the sound to be right for the dialogue.
Right. But in the case of Pan, though.
In the case of Pan.
You could at least get a little person who know what they're doing, clearly. Because the Pan sticks all the way up here.
He was beating the top of the
What are you doing? And that was honestly the highlight of my night last night because I'm like, what is this? And I shout out Pretty for that good commentary.
Pretty's like, what are you doing?
And holding them accountable because this is one of those shows on Bravo. It's one of those love and hip hop reality type shows. And so I thought to myself, yeah, they always want to talk about what they exposing people to different cultures and da-da-da-da-da.
I just love how they were grooving to it. I mean, Sis was on the ground,
fake wine.
like moving. I just love how they were grooving to it.
But the things to go viral, I rather that it's those sorts of videos rather than the others that have been going viral quite lately. So, shouts to Pretty for keeping those eyes open and being a true ambassador for Soca, Calypso, Pan, and all things Trinbago. I salute you, sir.
Of course, of course. You all heard about, I'm going to bring the mood down a little bit, but you all heard about the retrenching of the TSCT workers?
Bring the mood down significantly.
I did. So, let me just put it in quickly there because Unilever also has plans to retrench as well.
Right.
So TSCT will reissue the notices of retrenchment to 376 unionized workers on May 31st, 2022. And of course, the last date of employment would be July 15th rather than June 1st.
Oh, wow.
So remember, initially TSCT gave the retrenchment and the union was like, listen, you can't just give them the retrenchment notice and then in lieu of giving them 45 days, pay them off. It's illegal. And so they went to the court and they got the injunction and this is what was ruled. And so they will now remain employees of TSCT until July 15, 2022. It will not reduce their severance packages in any way, right? So, of course, they are going to still be retrenched, but they have pushed back when they will be retrenched is now July 15th. So they got some time.
Well, that's going to be in the news quite a bit because I imagine there will be conversations from both the union, the
Well,
staff,
I expect that they have another plan. Like, that was just a part of the plan to say, all right, let's keep them employed for a little bit longer while we work on the other things, whatever the other things may be.
Well, they are going home regardless, but at least in the interim, they'll still be able to keep their jobs. I know there was also some contention because some of the employees were saying that they wanted to stay in their jobs and do what they were supposed to do, and TSTT was like, well, we opened the doors for them to come and they didn't show up. So, yeah, so there's a lot of contention surrounding that as well. And additionally, Unilever will also retrench about 108 employees.
Which was being said well in advance of this actual action taking place. So there will be, as I said, more stories and more sides to the story from management.
And then we wonder why everybody was trying to get on a cruise ship.
Yeah, see? And why people were laughing at the people who were going down there and trying to get a chance to go on the cruise ship.
The reality is, like, I know somebody who was retrenched when TSTT did their first batch of retrenchments a couple of years ago. And they're still unemployed to this day. And they've been trying daily, they've been trying weekly, they've been trying monthly, variety of places. And no dice. They even tried with the cruise ship too. I don't know if you get through with the cruise ship. But the last thing I heard was that he was like, yeah, the cruise ship was my next attempt.
And as far as I understand, there were over 2,000 accepted applicants, rather.
Yeah, people were accepted on site for certain jobs. If it's not specialist jobs, they were accepted on site
because they were interviewing as well. Like when you went upstairs, you went upstairs for the interview. So they weren't sticking with that. But I mean, I heard what you said because I know we started the conversation last week, Ayinka, where you have a chance now, you can go for it. But I know like year-round, these cruise ships, they also hire as well. And I know the minister would have said that other cruise lines are also available and interested in us here. So keep an eye out.
I want to recommend to people who may have gone down thinking they want a chance to work on a cruise ship, be it for the opportunity, for the experience, for whatever reason they didn't get through with this one, you can literally go online and Google it. And you can find job openings on a variety of cruise ships, on a variety of places. There are lots of job openings available online. Like, don't be restricted to just what you see in the papers or whatever. Like, go on Google or what comes to you. Go and just Google it. Like, that's why Google is your friend. Like, be friends with Google. All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get inside the boom boom room. What does that mean? Ayinka's going to tell us when we come back.
I'm not telling you anything.
The best for your baby is at thebesttoys.com. From the best strollers, car seats, baby carriers, high chairs, booster seats, rockers, jumpers and bouncers, walkers, baby blankets, feeding accessories, bathtubs, gyms and play mats, playpens, cribs, baby swings, changing tables, diaper bags, clothing and accessories, and the widest range of educational toys. We carry Infantino, Dr. Brown, Avent, Graco, Chico, Fisher-Price, VTech, Leapfrog, Disney Baby, Delta Children, Medela, and Twist Shape. Visit us in-store at Forces Flagship McBean. Shop online now at thebesttoys.com. No credit card required. Free delivery throughout Trinidad and Tobago on orders over $300. Cash or links on delivery. Order via call or WhatsApp at 332-BABY. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
Get into green with Swimco.
Come on, let's go, everybody. Say let's go green and keep it clean.
Charlie the Littlebug and his minions hate when we dispose of our waste correctly. Don't be like Charlie and his friends. Make a no pollution resolution to reduce, reuse, and recycle your waste.
Don't pick it up, don't leave it on the ground.
और किसका इंतजार किसका कर रही हो तुम? उसने जिसे तुम्हें चीट किया उसका किसका वेट कर रही हो तुम? हस्तियों का वेट कर रही हो ना तुम? तुम्हें क्या लगता है जिसकी चिता को तुम्हें छूने नहीं दिया, तुम्हें लगता है कि उसकी हस्तियों को तुम्हें छूने देंगे? प्लीज respect yourself.
In the carry they had very Magdalene had getting some hands. So we went one day, Roy and myself and his father, who was a musician, a band leader, and he said, come on, try. to play. So we try to play Blue Dandy Waltz. So you know what is pam 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 pam. I got it pam pam. Whichever note you start on, I do right note. Pam pam pam. I got the second one. And not for hell I could get the third note. I went all around the pan. I know the note was in the pan, but you know, I just can hear it. So I gave up. I said, no, I'm finished with this one. And I lost all interest in it. I said, I'll be no good at it. But that day, passing my ideas, we didn't intend to go in. So that happened just by accident.
It's now 17 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. You're on the Now Morning Show. My name is Kimberly D'Souza. Now, International Albinism Awareness Day was commemorated on Monday, June 13th. And here to talk about the work of the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago is President of the Foundation, Ms. Avalon Clark. Ms. Clark, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Nice. Good to have you here with us.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the albinism first before we jump into the foundation, because I know one of the things that we wanted to highlight on Monday was awareness of albinism.
Yeah.
So what exactly is albinism?
Well, albinism is a condition, not a disease, where there's a lack of melanin in the hair, skin, and eyes.
And so people who, have the condition, are there inherent side effects, like side effects with the eyes or any other things?
Well, because there's a lack of melanin, there's issue with the eyes where vision is low, and UV rays from the sun goes directly in the eyes because there's no protection of melanin. And in terms of the skin, we are prone to sunburn easily. We can get skin cancers, lesions on the skin, so we must always wear sunscreen once we are going outdoors, wear long sleeve clothing, hats to protect our eyes, and sunglasses with UV protection.
Now, in terms of protection of the skin against those lesions or even skin cancers, is there anything additional we can do, or even with the eyes as well?
Well, that's about it. We can also wear UV clothing, which is sort of expensive, but we can do that as well, and wear sleeves, UV sleeves. We could wear that as well.
Do people usually do surgeries to correct whatever is wrong with the eyes?
Well, not really. There's nothing really that can be done. If you have nystagmus, which is a involuntary movement, the eye shake from left to right, up and down, there's a surgery that you can do, but in terms of fixing the actual eyesight, there's nothing that can be done.
Now, albinism and vitiligo, is there a difference between the two?
Yeah, well, albinism is dealing exactly with the lack of pigment, whilst vitiligo, you lose your pigment along the way. Certain parts of your body, you loses pigment along the way. So it can happen at any time in your life, whereas with albinism, you're born like that.
Okay. The Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, when was it started? I mean, why was it started?
Okay, because I realized there was a situation in society where persons are not aware of the condition of albinism. I decided that the best way to treat with the ignorance and the lack of understanding of the condition was to form a foundation where we could bring persons together with albinism while also sharing and spreading awareness about the condition generally. So in 2014, I would have started social media pages where I would have been sharing information and also linking with international groups. And in 2018, I would have registered the group as a non-profit organization.
And how many members you would say from 2014 to now
from 2014
in the organization?
to now, I would say we are very small, so I would say just around 10.
10 people at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And does the foundation do any particular activities, or do you do any awareness campaigns, anything like that?
Well, to be honest, what we do right now, we try to come together. We have meetings to try to like brainstorm on things that we can do. But because we are so small, learning about the condition ourselves, sometimes we find it difficult to have like awareness campaigns and things like that. So what I do, we use the social media pages to spread awareness and information that is available, that may be available worldwide about the condition. We use that, and yeah, that's what we're doing for now. But we're hoping to allow more persons to come in. We're hoping that a lot of more persons with albinism will come so that we can share information, learn more about each other, and spread awareness generally.
Now, I know some of the other associations would find a way to partner with the government to also assist in getting, more information to the public. Is the foundation thinking about anything like that as well?
Definitely. That is where we were before COVID. Our hope is to make connections with the Ministry of Education as well as Health, because we believe that the education system they have records that we can use to generate information as to if there is a person with albinism in a particular school or schools, that we can get that information and use it. And in terms of the Ministry of Health, we can generate information we're hoping to generate information from the hospital in terms of how many persons were born in any particular year with albinism.
Now, do you think that people with albinism are usually disadvantaged in society?
Well, yes, because of the lack of understanding and the ignorance in society about the condition, we tend to get sometimes, people don't know, so sometimes they look at you strangely. You may have issues in school, for sure, because when you're in a classroom, people believe that you're there, so the teacher believes that, okay, everyone here can see. But once you're put in front of a board, you have a lot of issues in seeing. So you always have to explain to teachers and anybody involved in the education sector that persons with albinism need extra attention and help.
So is it then that the ministry should put, guides or, assistive methods in classrooms especially to help students with albinism?
Yes, definitely. I can't say for now because I know a lot of changes have been made from my time to now, but definitely, and that's our hope, to form relationships with these bodies so that we too can assist and explain what should happen in the classrooms.
Well, tell us. So, for example, if we have a student in the classroom with albinism, what sort of assistance does that student need?
Okay, well, that student needs the information blown up. They need to sit as close as possible to the blackboard. And if possible, the teacher, but it depends on the need because each person with albinism have a different level of vision. Right. So that's the first thing to find out, the level of vision. And once you determine what's the vision, then you determine how can you assist. Is it through visual aids, blown up aids, putting them closer to sit, as I said, and just reading the work to them.
Now, Ms. Clark, I know that the community is small, but have you heard any other instances where people may have been disadvantaged as adults? So, for example, they may not be able to get jobs or anything like that?
No, I can't say that. No, not for sure. But what I can say is how they may be treated sometimes in the workplace. Sometimes when you go to the workplaces, they give you the job, you're hired. But then there's the issue of, why are they going down so close? Can you do the job? But it ends up where you have to learn and understand, just observe that person with albinism in the workplace. And then you realize that we're just like everyone else. It's just that we have to go close to see things. And once that is understood, then you realize that you have a very, very good and competent employee.
Now, I'm going to switch gears a bit on a bit of a touchy subject. I know that sometimes there may have been reports of bullying. Have you or any of the members within the foundation ever experienced any sort of bullying?
Definitely.
Can you share an example?
Of course. When I was in primary school was tough. Children, they call you names, they heckle you, they hit you, right? I remember one instance where they wrote up on my shirt, they call you names, they kind of segregate you from everybody else. But as time went by, it got easier because some of them understood that nothing is wrong with me, and they allowed me into their spaces to play and things like that. But the discrimination, I would say, or the lack of knowledge went all through school life, all through, just in different forms. For instance, you sit in a classroom and you can feel people looking at you. I'm speaking about on the adult level now.
Of course.
Yeah. So people will be looking at you in a type of way, or just, you pick up the vibe, you feel it. That, what's wrong? Why are you looking like that? Why are you like that? You always get that. Always.
And so for people looking now, what do you want them to know about people with albinism?
I would like the people to know that we are more or less what was termed normal. They don't even know what that is. But we are that. And we can do anything once given an opportunity. All we need is the opportunity. And we need people to just take their times and just try to learn, ask questions, but of course not in an insensitive way.
And of course, Ms. Clark, anybody who wants to reach out to the foundation, by the way, the foundation is only open to members with albinism, but people, tell me.
Yeah, yes. So the pages, the Instagram and Facebook pages are open to everyone, because that's our hope, that information can be shared, right? So they can reach us. Anyone at all can go to the Facebook pages. There's a page as well as a group, and anyone is free to join the group and gain knowledge and information about the condition.
Can you share the social media handles where they can go to join?
Sure. So on Instagram we are at the Albino Foundation TT, Albino Foundation TT, and on Facebook it's the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago.
And does the foundation accept donations as well? Like, could people reach out and donate if they see fit?
Yes, they can. But at the moment, we're in the process of setting up the whole bank account and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ms. Clark, I just want to thank you so much for, coming in and sharing with us. I know we would have commemorated the day on Monday, so we had to have you in sometime this week, of course, just to share information about what the foundation is doing. And of course, congratulations on all you've been doing thus far.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that was Miss Avalon Clark, the president of the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, just sharing about how people can know more about persons, living with albinism. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. We have so much more. Stay with us.
The best laptops and tablets are at dbesttoys.com. Get an Evo 11.6-inch ultra-thin notebook, a Gateway 11.6-inch FHD ultra-slim notebook, a Gateway 14.1-inch ultra-slim notebook, a Gateway 11.6-inch 2-in-1 convertible notebook, or an HP 14-inch laptop at the best prices in TNT. Get the Fi 7 tablet for $474. We also carry Fi HD 8 tablet, Fi HD 10 tablet, and the Amazon Kids Edition 7, 8, and 10-inch tabs. You can also shop the latest Amazon Fire Sticks. Call now at 32DBEST to order, or visit us in-store at Forces Flagship MacBean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. Free delivery available throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Cash or links on delivery. The best deals on laptops and tablets are at dbesttoys.com.
Everyone has a dream, a vision of what we want. The things that make us happy and help us make others happy. Let First Citizens help you paint a brighter future. A new home. A new car. A new day of living stress-free. Make the things you picture a reality.
Visit us at firstcitizensgroup.com or email loans@firstcitizenstt.com. First Citizens, we put you first.
Don't make them ask. Wear your mask.
In this episode, watch that, the first major event in 2 years. It's a special tribute to blacks in the borough of Point Fortin, the south side. We down in it, we deep in it. It's called Reflections.
After 2 years, it feels good to know that we can come out. There's some semblance of,
I see in Point Fortin representing to the fullest. Jersey off, all of the nice auntie, Jersey off, the wet shoes off, and it's bacchanal. And I'm very happy to see this, man.
Whoever is listening, make sure, if you miss Point Fortin Borough Day this year, make sure you're here next year, because as he said, first, but next year, we're going to do it even bigger and better.
Welcome back to it, your Wednesday edition of the Now Morning Show. I'm Anchor Will, and on Wednesdays we tend to get a little hands-on, where Hans Devines gives us some insight into some of our cultural norms. This morning, he has done the good job of, welcoming us to a new realm of percussion of sorts. We are getting hands-on for your arts and culture.
Steel pan is our national instrument, and it truly represents our ability to innovate. Originally made from recycled oil drums, whether it's panorama, a Jubei morning, a concert, or even in the comfort of our own homes, pan is the rhythm of Trinidad and Tobago. A new type of rhythm section, however, that represents us has emerged.
Hi, I'm Reese Thompson.
And I'm Madupe Anilu, and we are the
Boom Boom Room. The Boom Boom Room is a soca drum duo. I call it the modern version of a rhythm section. It's scaled down, it's portable, and we are two drummers come together to play percussive parts on top of already existing music.
Well, the Boom Boom Room originated because, honestly, from my view, our fathers would have played music when they were younger. Our fathers would have played with the late, great Angie Tanker, one of our local icons. My father's a percussionist, Reese's father's a guitarist, but he also plays like little hand drums and stuff, so.
We had an opportunity to do an event called Sunday Lunch. We partnered with a great friend of ours. His name is Aaron Rock. He's been producing events in New York here for a while, and we thought it was great that we've always been at other people's events. It was the first time we actually got to produce an event or assist in producing an event.
With tasty Trinbago cuisine, beautiful people, and our music. Indeed, this intimate event was one for patrons to remember, as the Boom Boom Room brought the rhythm.
Yeah, during our stint in the US in 2021, we were able to do a lot of cool events. We obviously do a lot of parties. So we've done a lot of weddings in New Jersey. We actually did something in Canada. We are Miami as well. And yeah, we're just really happy, as I said, to be able to get back into our craft and do what we do and be able to make a living. Hi, I'm Reese Thompson.
And I'm Modupe Anilu, and we want to say
hello, Trinidad and Tobago.
And I'm very tempted to play drums on the table right now, but I will not because that is not my strong point. Giving us a little bit of insight into how we continue our traditions, our cultures, and express ourselves. Thank you very much, Hans, for taking us hands-on. But I don't feel like you could take it back to secondary school days when you had your little lunchtime session and thing. And no? Okay, all right.
I feel you. I feel you.
Thank you, Kimberly.
When we have a free period or when it's recess break, listen, in the back and
Depending on the class, during the class, getting sent home after. But anyway.
A few pencils broken that you got both from mommy when you went home, but it's all good. There was a nice rhythm section taking place.
And what we've seen, as they rightfully explained, is the evolution from, you know, the pan to rhythm sections to what is called a scaled-down version of the rhythm section, a portable version.
I remember when we was actually just starting the Boom Boom Room, he mentioned these type of drums called cocktail drums, and I was like, what is a cocktail? Exactly, but as you see the drums that he's playing where it's like standing, so he's playing a kick drum, but it's standing, so you get the same boom and same effect. But he can play it standing up, so
like
it's more portable. Yeah, and it's more portable. You can take it around. So the drums are a significant part of why they are so successful, because they're able to get a big sound out of these little drums just because of the type of drums that they decided to go with.
And it's definitely a big sound. I've experienced the Boom Boom Room in events and on the road for Carnival. And I liked that the range of events that they also cater to or are included in are so vast.
They
Weddings as well.
Yeah, they were actually in Sweet 100's Jazz. They closed off the event first. They had people chipping out to the venue in style.
Perfect.
So, and I think they've grown to the point now where it's not just the two of them. Now they actually franchise out to other people to be able to say, all right, we need our appearance to happen in this place, but we have 3 gigs the same night, so we just hire more drummers and everybody jamming.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Oh gosh.
But that is a true testament, like we say, to our arts and our culture evolving, because we're really seeing a lot more mobility, a lot more, less in season in the sense of just strictly carnival or strictly soca-oriented appearances from the Boom Boom Room, and that's my favorite part, probably.
Yeah, I think it's good that we now teach, I mean, it's mixed, right? So it's good that we now teach our artists to focus on business and focus on the business side of the art. I mean, the challenge with it is everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And everybody can't be an entrepreneur because it's expensive to be an entrepreneur.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? So we need people who work out how to get the capital, where the capital going, how we holding people accountable for the capital that they do invest. But that's a whole other conversation.
It is. It could be a whole other show. But I will say that it's an important part of the dialogue that needs to happen, because you also have the situation where, just straining a little bit, entrepreneurs automatically think that they have to be influencers or content creators, and there's still people that want to consume things in a very standardized way. So there is room for everybody. You just need to figure out your specific niche, and you need to perfect the art, much like they've done. They've really created a significant impact within our local social scene, our local music scene, with the Boom Boom Room. So congrats again, guys, on a job well done, and thanks for Hans for checking them out, giving us an update, and staying hands-on. Now, Kimberly, tell the truth, you really was about that life in school, playing the desk and thing?
I was like a hype girl in the background.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the hype girl, because I can't, like, I know rhythm, I can keep the rhythm, but I left that up to the guys. But I was the hype group. Next tune. Next song.
tune.
I was the hype girl in the background.
Just no, when you say the hype girl.
I was the hype girl in the background.
So you just stand up in the background and next tune?
And then next tune, and then when the tune starts, I sing, a line, and then we keep going again. But I wasn't one
I would pay money to see this.
Watch now.
I would honestly,
I would make an investment into seeing
you know what's the amazing thing about my generation? We partied.
Her generation.
We partied before cell phones. All right, so there's no evidence whatsoever. There's no receipts whatsoever.
This is what gets me. Aren't we like the same age?
No. Her generation.
Like, there were phones in my time. What did you girls do?
Right, so I had all my days before camera phones. So you will not see me as the hype girl in the background.
Well, speaking of days, since you like to start the weekend early, tell us what are your plans for the holiday?
I'll be here. I'll be here doing the needful.
Oh, okay.
After work tomorrow. So we're gonna see what that's about. But
so
I'll be here.
You're not gonna plant a tree or buy a bush?
No plants.
Buy a bush.
Like a Sorry, guys. I'm new to this.
I got a feeling have bush selling.
Yeah,
so where we go find bush selling?
This hallelujah, buy a bush? What's going on here?
Sorry, guys. I'm working on it.
I might bake, actually. I might bake, because I know that there's the whole, body of Christ kind of thing. So,
okay.
Yeah,
right.
so I might actually, oh my gosh.
That is not what she was saying, but Ruckus, what are your plans for the weekend?
Tomorrow I have a wedding to play.
Holiday.
Yeah, tomorrow I have a wedding.
That's what we're talking about.
So,
nice, a wedding tomorrow.
Yeah. Somebody's getting. I think it's a nice day if you want to plant something. Plants in a marriage is a good thing to plant.
Start the foundation.
Will probably be plants, and you plant the love so it blooms.
You're assuming plenty. I'm not assuming anything.
Oh, wow.
I shan't be assuming anything.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Oh wait, I have to tell you bye. Bye.
I thought because I was like wrap up. I'm like,
because I know that for the next segment we have a performance. A close of the show, so people may not see you all again, so you all can tell them goodbye.
Well, in that case, let me wish you guys a happy holiday tomorrow. However you choose to celebrate it, whether you plant, whether you just rest, much like me. Enjoy tomorrow, and we will be backup dancers. Kimberly will be the hype girl in the background for the
next performance. Hype girl in the background.
Kimberly. Have a great day tomorrow. Of course, guys, my weekend starts tomorrow already, but I'll be in the office for my weekend. But whatever you're doing, be safe on the nation's roadways. Be safe, and of course, I'm going to see you early Friday morning. So have a great holiday tomorrow. See you on Friday.
At TTT, our journalists are on the ground, seeking the facts and reporting on the people, events, and issues that affect your life. We have Trinidad and Tobago covered. From Cedarus to Charlottesville, Crown Point to Moruga, our news reaches further on any smart device. TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. Follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. And for the latest updates, log on to www.ttt.live. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant. TTT News, nightly at 6:30.
Don't make them ask. Wear your mask.
The Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago presents Iwa Africa, a Nubian Renaissance, a fashion performance extravaganza directed by Richard Young at the Garden Theatre, Queen's Hall, St. Anne's, Sunday 26th June, 4 p.m. Iwa Africa.
I'm Charmaine, and welcome to a special edition of Exalt the Lord.
Out of situations that tug of war at me, all day long I struggle for the answers that I need. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence
Jordan, take off your headphone. Anaya, put away your phone. You all come to worship.
Anaya, come off your phone. And those stoops at me. Wait,
Carol.
just now. Your father and I decided last night, okay? It's a long time we didn't have worship. But seeing that all that is going on in the world today, it's a good thing to start back worship in the home, okay? We're trying to rebuild the family altar.
Brand new music coming down from Sugi, and of course he joins us on set this morning on the Now Morning Show. Sugi is here with us. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. Good to be here. Thankful, grateful, humble. Yeah.
Now, we just saw a little clip of the brand new music video for Thinking of You.
Yeah.
Now, I know that when you started your career, you would have started more in the church side of things.
Yes.
This song seems not to be a church song.
It seems so.
But
it is actually a song that that was written in one of those low places in my Christian walk. So the love I'm speaking about is the love I've experienced, from true, just the same love that I would have walked that Christian walk, is the same walk, the same love I experienced on the other side. When I say the other side, I mean,
love,
doing
like
just, it mightn't be the most
romantic love.
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, break down what you're saying for me. I feel like I can assume you're saying something and you're not saying that. So talk to me.
So in your Christian walk, you have moments where you have in life, you have highs and lows, and I've been grow up in church, born, raised, understanding that, but along the way, you got all messed up. Well, I got all messed up, and I had to. I made some decisions that probably wasn't the best. You might think, or might be deemed not the best. But even in those low places, if the church was, what we would call like sin and stuff, we might. You might think that you're far from that love, of God and all of that. But the truth is, he's still very much accessible. And I just wanted to share that experience through the song, about love. Even as we grew up learning that he is mindful of us. So I'm like, hey, even on this path here where it might seem that I'm far, I'm still mindful of him and he's still mindful of me. So it's more of experience of love,
What is it difficult once you get off that path that you're talking about? You say the walk that you're going down, and you take a left turn, for lack of a better word, right?
Right.
And you make those decisions. Do you find it difficult to get back on track? What are some of the things that can help you to get back on track?
Well, it will be difficult depending on how far you go as well. But you know, life, as I said, life teaches you stuff. Even though we learn and we see, and for me, life is one of the most confusing things at some point.
Right now. About adulting, that's a whole different part of life that confusing me still.
So yeah, and I mean, I wasn't prepared for it. So you know, when things hit me, you know, you kind of what you pull fall down a little bit. But to get back up hard, but you had to be a fighter to do it. So to get back on path, it is possible, but you just have to work and fight towards it and work towards getting there.
And what is it that you're fighting?
For me, it's a talk between, hey, you know what, it's good and evil. I want to walk with God, and I want to be there with Him, but it's like.
But what things that us feel good too?
Yeah.
So is it that path involves so much sacrifice of things that feel good, or is it possible for you to feel good things and still walk that path?
And that's what I'm learning now, you see, because in this walk, I would say, in life, everybody has their own separate journeys. And however I experience God, it could experience Him anywhere, any split. It doesn't even have to be church alone. Right. I just think you go to church really to just gather and probably get some strength to carry on in life or whatnot. But even when I was in the clubs or whatever, I still had that experience, you know, not necessarily worshiping God or anything, but just to understand that He's there right there, you know, and really and truly you learn the best way people can experience that love, if you ask me, is the way you interact with each other, you know, and I guess, and that biblical too, you know, the love you show to one another is the best way people would know God. And God in His purest form is love. And you know, people, you might be in a low spot right now, a low place, but you're still worthy of love. You still you still have, you know, how you think of yourself is a major thing. I've been learning that as well. So wherever you are in life, you get that. You still have that access to God's love and to be with Him, to walk with Him.
I think that's a very important message for everybody who's locked on this morning.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for sharing it.
No problem.
Do you hope that your music will be able to access people in the club, in the bar, and wherever else, to be able to make them feel that energy you're talking about?
Yeah, that's my hope. You know, to be able to share that my experience, because it's my individual experience. You know, this way. You know, because I think sometimes we have a view of Christianity, it has a look and a feel, but really and truly, it's not that. You know, you don't have to wear a shirt and tie all the time and all of that. You know, you really just is a heart thing, and is your experience with God. However you walk with Him, and whatever happens to you on this walk in life.
Yeah. But do you find that in the church? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I feel as though sometimes in the church you get judged so often by people who might be older, by other people who might be better than you, more Christian than you.
I mean, that is probably the biggest struggle, because Christianity shouldn't be about that. It's not, at least again, I only learned it on this walk, how valuable it is for us to treat people the right way. And even when I was in ministry in church, like on you worship team singing.
Right.
Lord, I gave you my heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Years, laboring years. And when I decided to pull away a little bit because of stuff that happened to me, you know, you still find that happening. People might judge you, people might turn their backs on you. And eventually what really kept me was the people who stood by me and said, hey, bro, you're still loved, you know? Bro, you're still... And that is Christianity for me in the right, purest form, when you really have that genuine, and I mean genuine. You ain't trying to convert anybody. You ain't trying to do nothing. Hey, bro, you're good. I don't need to look at you and look down on you because you're doing something different from me. I think we all should... Our job is really just to love everybody as best as we could, and just try to uplift people as much as possible. And that is, for me, Christianity in its purest form.
In its purest form. And we hope we could attain that. But like in everything else in this life, you have good, bad, you have the balance of the both, right? I mean, and that's what we had to
the world is actually a really evil place if you think about it.
It is a beautiful, dark, disgusting place. It's lovely. It's a balance of both. And it's just a matter of finding how we can impact the positive side and how we can continue to grow that positive side.
And we just have to impact the world around us. You know, when we realize that this love that we could experience, just share, impact the world around us as best as we could.
I can't tell a lie. It's been a pleasure chatting with you this morning, but I want to hear a little tune before we go, if you don't mind. I'll give you a live version of Thinking of You.
Yeah, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire and together we achieve. On behalf of Kimberly D'Souza, Yanka Will, my name is Rocker. Sugi takes us to the top. And today is Wednesday, Love on Sweet 100, so you can share some love.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Shizzle, Faith.
I wanna go to this party. I wanna run some girls. Can't fight this feeling of being lonely. Just need a bliss temporary. But my heart is tugging 'cause of how much I love you. And I know if I do this, I'll be hurting you. As much as you think of me, I'm thinking of you. As much as you think of me, I'm thinking of you. Yeah. This fight has been the toughest. I don't think I'm strong enough. But it's when I'm at my weakest, you are strong.
I'm Charmaine, and welcome to a special edition of Exalt the Lord.
Out of situations that tug of war at me all day long, I struggle for the answers that I need. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living.
Renal, we really need to hold up on some of our purchase plans for a little while.
Okay, why?
Well, today at the office, they told me that the project I was working on, it has been pushed back till next year.
What? Well, what does that mean? Do you still have a job?
Yes, I do still have a job. But I'm only working for like 2 days a week on a smaller project with a reduced salary. So we really need to cut back on some of our monthly spending.
Okay, well, we can make it work. We just need to figure out what our expenses are. And we're supposed to have savings in the bank, right?
The salary that I'm getting, I could afford to pay the monthly installments for the car, utilities, and mommy's allowance.
Good morning. Welcome to TTT News. I am Roxanne Suraj, making the news at this time. The Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago Limited says it has come to an agreement with the Communications Workers Union that will see the telecommunications company continue with its restructuring exercise without delay. In a media release, the company says under the terms of the agreement, TSTT will reissue the notices of retrenchment to the 376 unionized workers on May 31st, but with the last date of employment being July 15th, 2022 instead of June 1st, 2022. TSTT previously used the June 1st date because the company's collective agreement allowed for separated employees to leave immediately and receive payment in lieu of the statutory 45 days notice. On May 31st, TSTT issued notices of retrenchment to 403 of its unionized employees, advising them that their services were surplus to the needs of the restructured organization. Retrenchment notices were also issued to 65 of TSTT's management staff. 125 additional people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry of Health says those results were from samples taken between June 11th and June 13th. The total number of active positive cases is 7,843. 2 additional COVID-19 deaths were also recorded in the past 24 hours. The Ministry of Health says the persons were 1 elderly male and 1 elderly female. The COVID-related death toll now stands at 3,967. Minister of Social Development and Family Services Donna Cox said that the COVID-19 pandemic presented several challenges for older persons. Minister Cox made the statement during remarks in recognition of World Elder Abuse Awareness Day 2022, observed today globally.
Are living to 100 years and beyond. Many of them are unable to advocate for themselves or may be afraid to speak out against any abuse they might experience. The COVID-19 pandemic also presented several challenges for older persons, not just in terms of its impact on their health, but also in regards to their vulnerability to neglect, abandonment, and abuse.
World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, observed annually on June 15th, aims to raise awareness about the range of issues affecting older persons. Switching to sports, the streaming and TV rights for the Indian Premier League, the world's richest cricket competition, for the next 5 years have been sold for a record $6.02 billion. Viacom 18, backed by Indian billionaire Mukesh Ambani, secured streaming rights until 2027 for $3.05 billion. Disney-owned Star India retained a TV contract for $3.05 billion. The 2 deals combined are more than double the $2.4 billion Star paid for the previous 5 seasons of the IPL. The figures put the IPL amongst the highest-ranked sport leagues alongside the NFL in the United States and the English Premier League in cost-per-match terms. The winning bid for the TV rights, a period that incorporates 410 IPL matches, was sold for about $7.36 million per game. The digital streaming rights from 2023 for the annual 2-month competition was sold for $6.4 million per match. And that was the latest news to the hour. I am Roxanne Suraj. Happy Wednesday, everyone.
This is TTT. Live for local.
The best laptops and tablets are at dbesttoys.com. Get a Gateway 14.1-inch Ultra Slim notebook or an HP 14-inch laptop at the best prices in TNT. Get the Fire 7 tablet for $474. You can also shop the latest Amazon Fire Sticks. Call now at 32-DBEST to order or visit us in-store at Forces flagship Mac Bean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. Free delivery available throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Cash or links on delivery.
The Graco Duet Sway Swing with portable rocker is a multi-use swing that offers 2-in-1 features for twice the fun. The swing seat conveniently doubles as a portable rocker with carry handles so you can keep baby happy by your side throughout the home. The multi-direction seat means you can choose from 2 soothing motions to comfort baby, side to side, or front to back swinging. Adjustable swing speeds